Ladies and gentlemen, how are you for this Monday night, your Martin Luther King Jr. Day in the USA and Inauguration Day? So I hope you're having a very cultural and political day today. Hope you're having one of those days, maybe a double up of different things. Thanks, Wendy. I appreciate it. I'm feeling a little better. Lindy, good to have you. Moonlight View, Mamma Mia, Marilyn Landis is here. Rachel, Gayla, and Kathy. We have a bunch of stories to go through tonight. Diamond, hey, good to see you. We spoke about a story last night, and I thought, well, let's continue with that. I didn't really know much about this when I brought it up yesterday. I just knew what the person sent me about it. And then I went a little bit of more like deep diving into it. I went like a bit more looking into who this person was, why would they end up dead in a random house in Ohio. Yeah, by the way, congratulations, Ohio State. With Ohio. Uh, I decided, like, what is going on with this woman? And what was her social media following about? So originally, from what I was able to figure out, she's been around Twitter forever, like since the beginning, basically. And she was fairly well known for some racier content, so that's what I'm going to call it. She did have an OnlyFans, but I was unable to find it. Now, maybe that's because I don't have OnlyFans. I don't know, but I wasn't able to locate it. Um, and as you can see here, these are tweets from her mum. She says, "My baby Karen Raina Dunlap was found abandoned in a Cleveland home, deceased. She said she didn't do drugs. She's from MD. I have no info on where she stayed in November or December or why she was in Cleveland. Her phone, everything is missing. Her body was left alone." And her mum keeps repeating this. She's done quite a few tweets. Here's some more photos about her. What I was able to determine is a few things. One, her tweets had really changed over the last like 3 to 12 months. She used to tweet basically pretty somewhat normal things, although maybe some of them can be considered, I don't know, just baity type tweets to get people's reaction. But they really changed. They became very strange in the last 8 weeks or 12 weeks. They became very odd. They became just strange. Here, I'll tell you. If I'll see if I can read a few to you. So she went under the Twitter name the Nude Queen. That was her thing, and it says Raina 97 Savage. But she'd have weird stuff like this, and it has like an image from I think this is Akira. It says, "You know death as it applies to you. Have you ever personally seen an entire civilization wiped out?" And then she's got other ones here. "You can see God in my eyes. You know better." And then down here, "Everything that has tried me is dead or in the process of dying. What you don't get about a second Jesus announcement." And then another one says, "No, I don't think she's prepared to die." And then there's another one here that says, "I need some black pineapple." Another one here that says, "I bruise too easily for the type of intimacy I crave." Like, it's just all over the shop. Just very all over the shop. Some of it sexual, some of it not, some of it a bit, wacky. It's all a bit strange. Some of it religious. But apparently, from what I can gather, her tone and the way she tweeted changed. It became very different over the couple of months. And there's two groups online that I can see. One is that no, actually there's three. There's three people or groups of people I see online. There's one who are like, "Good riddance, F that biatch, I'm glad she's dead," and I'll explain why in a second. There's a second group that are like, "Oh my god, I have watched way too many crime shows on Oxygen, and it must be the killer who is typing from her Twitter account, leaving clues. And the third group of people are she was having some sort of mental breakdown, and these tweets are all part of that mental destabilization over a period of time. So they're your three groups. Now, you may wonder why about that first particular group, the people who are wishing her bad even in death. Well, she wrote a tweet a while ago, and I'll see if I can post it for you because I can't bring it up. Yeah, let me bring it on here. She caused quite a bit of controversy with this particular tweet, and you'll see why in a second. Okay. She says, "I'm not the first person to want all black men to die." And she's copped a lot of hate over this. She's copped a lot, even in death, she's copped a lot of uh, anger, a lot of people, wishing her family bad and, saying nasty things in reply to her death. Can sort of understand why, especially from maybe black males. But yeah, she posted some just very strange things. One of the other things, yeah, I'm just trying to bring it up here. So there's a lot of people who are saying, oh, she deserved this, and good riddance, and how dare she, and X, Y, and Z. And she also posted, if I can find it, oh, apparently, yeah, she posted a lot of nude photos. There are a lot of examples on her timeline. But there was another one, like she posted a photo of the front of her apartment with the full address, telling people to go there, telling people to head to that apartment and do what? I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure what she did after that, or why she posted that. I'm just trying to find that particular tweet for you. She put, yeah, it was like her apartment with an address, saying basically, come to my apartment and f me up or whatever. So yeah, damn, I don't think I can find it, unfortunately. Yeah, a lot of I would show you my screen that I'm on now, but unfortunately there is a lot of hairless cat on my screen right now. There is many cats with no hair. So yes, I can't show you my screen because we'll get kicked off YouTube. But yeah, sorry, I can't show you that one. If I find it during the show, I will show you. But yeah, there was one where she posted her address, told people to come and shoot up her apartment or break in and kill her and things like this. It's very odd. Rachel said this case is very strange. I wonder if she was having a mental breakdown. Well, you fit into one of the three boxes then. Either you think she's having a mental breakdown, you think the serial killer is posting on her behalf on Twitter, or you are saying nasty things about her in death. But what I can tell you is that her mum is still posting quite frequently, asking for more information. I have been unable to track down a police report, a police statement, anything to say that they're doing a medical examination, anything. I haven't been able to see anything like that, which is a bit strange. You would think the fact that a, person with a decent social media following, maybe an influencer, that there's like no media coverage, it is very odd. I would have thought it would have been all over the like papers. Yeah, I'm just trying to see if I can grab something else. Let me check down here. Yeah, there was another one. Yeah, I wonder if I can show this to you. We can do it like this. Sorry, I got to do some quick editing because unfortunately I can't show you the page I'm on. All right, let me upload this. Okay. Sorry about the dead air. There we go. There's one of the other weird tweets. Shoot it up at your earliest convenience. 9530 Baltimore Avenue, College Park, MD. She was found in Cleveland, Ohio. She's originally from MD, but she was found in an abandoned home in Ohio. So, here's that other one. Here, let me show you this. She again posted that same address, but with a photo. Let me pull this one down and show you this one. Door open. I'm at 9530 Baltimore Avenue, by the way. And basically inviting people in for some random reason. You can see the keys in the door there, and quite a messy apartment that looks very disheveled. You can see a curtain rod here that is not straight. It's sort of off its hook, and everything looks like it's in a disarray. There's even some marks on the door. This almost looks like fingerprint dust. It looks quite old, but it looks like there may have been fingerprint dust up here and up here, and this may be some sort of maybe tape that cops use to mark things. Very strange. Very, very odd. Yeah, so don't know. Some people are saying that the tweets in the last couple of months are so unlike her that they think it's not from her. So, yep. So yeah, they just think it can't be her, and it's got to be whoever has her phone. So she was found without her wallet, ID, phone, or anything else. She was found just her body, and that's it. So someone out there has her cell phone and her purse and her ID. Other than that, I don't know. But I thought I would at least tell you what I've been able to find over the last, 24 hours. There's only been like 2 papers who have done a article on her. See here, Karen Walker, that's the mum. She says at NBC News, my daughter was found in an abandoned home deceased. She didn't do drugs. She's from MD. I have no info on where she stayed in November, December, or why she was in Cleveland. Her phone, everything is missing. Her body was left alone. No phone. Help, please. So I don't know. You would have thought if the police thought there was any foul play here, that they would be doing a bigger investigation and that there would be a statement come out from the Cleveland PD. But I haven't seen anything. I haven't seen them comment on this at all. Maybe because today was a federal holiday. Maybe they'll do something tomorrow on the Tuesday. I don't know. But yeah, bit strange. Anyway, got a big response out of covering this story, and it's been all over what some people call Black Twitter for like the last 24 hours. It's had thousands of tweets. So, yeah, it's had a lot of people chiming in on it. Wendy R says, poor family with zero information. Seems like that at the moment, yes. All right, I'm going to leave that. And if I find out more, I will come back to it. But I wanted to show you this out of Melbourne, Australia, where it's a hot day today down here, very hot. It's about 90 something degrees, and it is warm down here. They say a murder hunt has been launched after a mystery man's body is found under a Mamburan picnic table at children's playground in Melbourne. They said a brawl had taken place a few days beforehand, but they're not sure if this is related. But as you can see in this photo, under this picnic table in the background, in the foreground is a children's play area at a park. In the background is like an eating area with a barbecue and a picnic table. And under that table is a male body, a male deceased, not alive. He is unfortunately, not with us anymore. But they are not. There's an outside view of that play area. So they are not telling us much more than that. And so this is very odd. You can see police here door knocking local residents, and they're saying the homicide squad has been brought in to investigate. They closed off that area. You can see they've taped it off. There's a forensic van here, a police car, probably a detective's vehicle, and they are investigating this at the moment. But they say a Vic Pol spokesperson confirmed detectives from the homicide squad were investigating the incident. The body was located in a park near Elementary Road about 7:30 a.m. on the 21st of January and is yet to be formally identified. The exact circumstances surrounding his death are yet to be determined. They say a man who is believed to be known to the victim is currently in custody, assisting police with inquiries. The investigation remains ongoing, and police are keen to speak to anyone from the area who may have CCTV or dashcam footage. One woman told the Herald Sun a street brawl had broken out in the park just meters from the crime scene 3 days ago. You would think he wouldn't have been there for 3 days, but she says, it's very frightening. It's very scary. We don't feel safe walking around now. We saw some youngsters. They were chasing one boy. We don't feel like going for a walk anymore. It is very scary. And that was from a local resident. I also read another report saying that there was a person at the scene that was screaming, saying, show me the person or let me see them. Yeah, I'll show you here. They say here, police were forced to stop a man believed to be a relative of the deceased after he ran through the crime scene towards the body. He yelled, let me see him, before he was moved away and spoken to by officers. It remains unclear whether the death is being treated as suspicious or not, or whether any offenders are at large. The cause of death is also unknown, but police on Tuesday confirmed it was the subject of a homicide investigation. So homicide squad are investigating. And they said one man has been arrested after the body was found at 7:30 a.m. this morning. That person is currently being interviewed by police and assisting them with their inquiries. So we'll see if someone is charged or not. But there you go. Police at a body in Melbourne. Rachel said it seems they have some info, possibly. Tharvey said it was an interesting day. Yes, interesting. Hey Robbie T, how are you, my friend? LMS83 says late but listening. Okay, you can be late but listening. Okay. So I have no idea what this what this means or who they're looking for or why someone would be dead there, but it is in an area called Werribee, west of Melbourne, and I can show you a little map here. They say a man has been taken into custody after the body of a man was found next to a picnic table at a playground in Melbourne's southwest. The man was found at a reserve near Elementary Road about 7:30 a.m. this morning, just meters from Yulta Primary School and a neighbouring housing estate. The victim is yet to be formally identified, but a man who is believed to be known to him is currently in custody, assisting police with inquiries. They say the investigation is ongoing. That's all we know right now. That's it. Thanks, Robbie. I appreciate it. All right, hold on. I don't even have a video to show you because they didn't release one on any news service in Australia. So let me head over here. No, 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 no news service picked it up, unfortunately. Yeah, no news service. But I want to bring you something for a small break. I thought I would show you this. During the American hurricane season, we covered a lot of hurricanes. But now we're in Australia's storm season, and Australia has a cyclone off the coast of Australia right now. So I thought I would show it to you down here.
Still sporadic rains and wind gusts, but nothing compared to the 24 hours prior.
Yeah, so take us through that 24 hours prior.
Yeah, so it's been pretty much from sunrise at 6 a.m. There was wind gusts that went up to about 100 kilometers an hour and torrential rain just throughout the entire day, really. There's a lot of flooding around town, and there's been damage to businesses as well.
Yeah, and so what's it? Go into a bit more detail for us in terms of what it's like to get 270 mils of rain, and a heap of it apparently fell kind of between 6 p.m. and 8 p.m.
Yeah, there was definitely a majority of that between 6 and 8. I think it's 100 mils per hour around about that time. For us up here, it's nothing new. I mean, we had about a similar amount for Cyclone Damien 3 or 4 years ago. So the town's built to deal with it. All of the locals are very good at helping out around town.
Yeah. And so what issues did you come across?
Mainly just minor flooding in all of the businesses and damage to shade sails, electrical damage, that kind of stuff.
And did one of your businesses had to shut down?
Yes, we had to shut Ramble Bar out.
So that's a guy explaining what they had, because it's off the coast, and look what it's called. It's called Severe Tropical Cyclone Sean. See, Sean's always a terror, and now he has a cyclone named after him. And as you can see here, it actually reached a Category 4 yesterday. It has weakened slightly to a Category 3 now, but it reached a pretty major category of Cat 4, probably one of the stronger ones I've seen in the Southern Hemisphere Australian season this year. But this is off the coast of WA. And if I can go here, I can show you where it is. So there's the cyclone right here. It is off the coast of WA on the western coast here. And if we play the little animation, you can see how big it is, taking up a lot of that coastline right now. You can see those bands coming off. They are impacting Perth and southern WA right now. But you can see how what an impressive structure that is too on that satellite, especially when you get the sunlight over the top. It's really quite impressive, and it's just huge. It's taking up the almost the entire western coastline. There you go. You can see it, how it moves and interacts. Pretty monstrous, actually. Marylander says, looks bad. If it doesn't end up making it back to land, it'll be okay. Right now, it's sort of moved down the coast and moved away from land. So unless it takes a sharp right turn into the coastline, it's probably going to wander out into the, wider sea and not really impact again. But yeah, there you go. Let me just double check. I think they're saying they don't believe it's going to go through. All right, here, let me take you here. So Sean's currently a Category 3. See technical bulletin? No, we don't want that. We want the other one. They're saying severe tropical cyclone Sean is located well west of Nigalu and is moving to the southwest. Winds are easing over the far west Pilbara region and far northwest. Sean has weakened to a Cat 3 over cooler waters, is forecast to continue weakening, and is likely to be below tropical cyclone strength by Thursday. Severe tropical cyclone Sean is no longer expected to cause any direct impacts to the WA mainland, and it can, as it continues to move to the southwest, well offshore. So they're predicting it's not going to take any right turns. It's going to keep going. So there you go. I just thought I would show you that. No, it doesn't seem so. Doesn't seem so. Yeah, the mum who sat on her son. Yeah, I saw that before. Yes, I did see that she was in court today. Something like that. All right. Just show you that for a small break. Let me head over here. Not that one. No, we already did that. All right. Let me load my other story for you. Yeah, I heard it was a pretty busy day in the US. I heard there was a bit of a drama about something at the border, something about an app, closing down. So a lot of people were, they thought they thought they could still get their meetings or something. Okay, yeah, here we go. This is what I want to talk about. One of my favorite cases, Brittany Drexel. There was some interesting information that came out last night. And yeah, it's not a very long update, but it is a good update. So Raymond Moody had a partner. His partner, they believe, lied to authorities when she was interviewed, basically, and covered for him until the proof was undeniable. And he basically took the fall and asked for her not to be charged. And they kept that promise. They never charged her with anything to do with Brittany Drexel. But they did end up charging her with a federal offense of lying to the FBI. And she's about to go to sentencing for that particular charge shortly. So that is good news. Here, let me play this. Hopefully it'll play.
At noon, the longtime girlfriend of Brittany Drexel's killer will soon learn her fate for lying to the FBI. Court documents show Angel Voss's sentencing is scheduled for February 13th in Charleston. She pleaded guilty in September to lying to investigators about Drexel's disappearance and death in 2009 at the hands of Raymond Moody. FBI agents proved Voss had been driving in a different direction that night than she initially claimed and got rid of evidence, including Drexel's phone. Voss could face up to 24 years in prison.
Oh my gosh, I love Goodwill. I love that you find treasures. And so going to
You find treasures. Apparently you do. Hey, Marylanders. Yep, 2009. I can take you back and show you a little bit of what she did. Hold on. Yeah, Angel Voss. Yeah. Let me take you back and show you a little bit of her interview with police. Actually, let's take you to 13WHAM. They have some new information from Angel Voss and Raymond Moody. This will be interesting.
Your breaking news and weather authority. This is 13 WHAM News at 6.
Tonight, we have disturbing new details just coming to light about the final hours of Brittany Drexel's life. Authorities now releasing an interview that tells her convicted killer's account of the Child teen's murder in 2009. Good evening, I'm Matt Malloy. It comes just 1 month before the sentencing of that man's girlfriend for lying to authorities. 13 Wham's Natalie Calzatoni with more on what we've learned. Natalie, good evening.
Good evening, Matt. 13 Wham obtained court paperwork detailing a recent interview Raymond Moody had with investigators describing Drexel's murder. We do want to warn you, the details in this report may be upsetting. Court paperwork obtained by 13 Wham tells convicted killer Raymond Moody's account of the night Brittany Drexel was kidnapped, raped, and killed while on spring break in Myrtle Beach on April 25th, 2009. According to an interview with investigators last November, Moody claimed he and his girlfriend, Angel Voss, were hunting for a girl that night. Drexel, who had walked from her hotel to another hotel 2 miles away, was in a hurry to get back to return clothes she had borrowed from a friend. Moody told investigators when they saw the 17-year-old on the street, they decided to approach her because she was pretty and alone. Voss pretended to be a tourist and lured Drexel into their Ford Explorer by promising her a ride to her hotel. Moody told investigators he pretended he was lost and switched drivers, letting Voss drive while he restrained Drexel in the back seat.
Very different from his original confession, where he said that Brittany Drexel, he was smoking marijuana in the car, and that Brittany Drexel actually commented, and that he offered her some marijuana and said, hey baby, do you want to come party with us? And she's like, oh my God, yeah, totally. I want to hop in the car with a stranger I've never met in a foreign place that I've only been to this one time. Yeah, he's full of crap. He always has been. And it's interesting now that this new alternate version that sounds more realistic is coming to light. This sounds much more like the truth. So
he told her not to panic because he, quote, kidnaps girls and demands $5,000 ransom from the City Chamber of Commerce. Moody said the pair then led Drexel to the tent they had set up at the Pole Yard boat landing south of Georgetown and left Drexel alone with Voss for roughly 40 minutes. According to the sentencing memo, Voss had time to release the teen while Moody was away. Moody told investigators when he returned, he raped Drexel in the tent as Voss watched. He claims he had never killed anyone before, and Voss was unaware of his intentions to kill Drexel. He said he strangled her with a rope and stabbed her with an ice pick through the heart before.
what kind of sick MFer do you have to be to watch your boyfriend at the time R-word a teenage girl who is being held against her will? Angel Voss, deserves every day in prison that Raymond Moody serves as well. Every day. She deserves to basically do life in prison. Like they said, she had the opportunity to help Brittany and did not. That is makes her complicit in the crime. The only reason that girl was R-worded and then strangled and stabbed was because she didn't act in a moment of need for Brittany. She is a horrible person and is only out for her own benefit in every situation and couldn't care less about anyone else. She deserves to spend every day of the rest of her natural born life in a jail cell.
For putting her face down in the river. Moody explained when the pair were back at the apartment with Drexel's body in the trunk, Voss told him she was scared. Moody was worried she would not keep the murder a secret and disposed of Drexel's body alone. He added that he did not return to the burial site until 13 years later when he led the FBI to Drexel's body. Moody agreed to tell investigators the full truth about what happened that night, so a portion of his property could be held in a trust for his grandchildren. He's serving life in prison without the possibility of parole. In September, Angel Voss pleaded guilty to all 3 counts of lying to federal agents about where she was the night Raymond Moody murdered Brittany.
I don't understand why they ever allowed any of his property to be given to any of his relatives. Shouldn't it be given to Brittany's family as, you know, some form of penalty that they normally give to people, you know, restitution? I mean, nothing can ever bring back their daughter, but the amount of court fees and legal this and time and blah blah that they've had to do, you know, he should never have been allowed to pass down any property at all. He should have been stripped of it in the court process of him pleading guilty. I mean, I guess it's a means to an end to be able to get the truth and get Brittany back. I guess that is true, but yeah, just she and him are just horrific individuals. Let me take you. I want to show you her original interview if I can find it, because you'll see what she's like. Angel interview part 3. I want the part 1. Girlfriend. I guess we can just watch a little bit of part 3.
Right. And believe me, you get right there and bite, I think he would automatically wake up.
Did you ever take vehicles like a car and a bike, or was it always just a bike or a
No,
vehicle?
sometimes we took both, because sometimes I wouldn't want to ride the bike. It was just, you know, too chilly for me or something like that. I'm not riding the bike.
So if it was too chilly, how would that happen? Like, what would you say? How does that work out?
He'd say, I'm gonna take the bike. I said, well, not.
Okay.
I'll meet you there.
Okay. So then you would drive your
Yeah.
car?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that was a few times I took my car. And to be honest, it was too cold, and he said, hey, I'm not going, okay?
Mhm.
Sorry.
So he's gone without you?
Sure.
Okay. Have you ever gone without him?
Sure.
Okay.
We did a girls' weekend in Beach.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
What do you remember about that girls' weekend?
That was a friend of mine from Florence. Me and her daughter, and 2 of her friends. And just did go for her birthday. We all did a girls' weekend.
Do you remember anything about that weekend?
No, it was just us. We went to Broadway Beach.
Okay.
You can tell she's high as F in this video too, because she speaks like like that's like you can tell she's off her nut in this video, which apparently, according to statements given by her and other people, that is not uncommon.
So.
Did you stay at Broadway at the beach, or?
No, we stayed at a motel. I couldn't tell you which one. We just Ubered
Mm-hmm.
to the bar and Ubered back.
They have Uber?
No, not Uber. I know where Georgetown, but Beach is not Uber.
Was that in 2009, or do you know? Do you remember?
I couldn't tell you, to be honest. I don't know. That might have been later than that.
Okay. What do you remember about anything else that you did while you were there in 2009? Let's go back to the budget in time. You seem to have some memories about budget in.
Yeah.
Can you think of any time in particular you stayed at the budget in?
I mean, not as far as, you know, I was here in May.
No. I don't mean necessarily that time frame, but just a particular memory of, like, I remember this one time X happened. It was, you know,
No, it was there
something weird,
anything.
something out of the ordinary.
No, not really. Not for when we were there.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, because most of the time we kind of had a routine. We knew what we were doing.
Yeah.
You know,
Right.
going here, and, you know.
Not one time that Ray woke up in the middle of the night and he thought somebody was standing by his bike or anything like that?
No.
Okay. How about any activities that you guys did while at the beach?
Most of the time it was eating our bar or beach.
Eat bar beach.
Yep.
Okay.
Our thing.
Any particular places you remember visiting? I know you said you lived near a landing in Browns Ferry. You live right near Browns Ferry Landing. Was there any like certain areas at the beach that you would go?
So what the cops are doing here, they're trying to get her to give up locations. They're trying to match those locations with anything known to Brittany Drexel. Anything. Just give me, like, they're trying to find anything that might match. Or anything that might match something that Raymond Moody has given up previously. Yeah, she laughs all the way through. She's just, her brain is so fucked from the years of drug abuse that she's literally like a caricature of people who are from the South. Like, she looks like something out of a cartoon comic. That you would laugh at, oh my god, look at that funny Southern woman, which is, it's degrading to the nice people who live down in that area. Carolina says, honestly, I don't believe we had Uber in 2009. It's still not widespread in Georgetown. There you go. Carolina tells you the truth. All right, let's watch a little bit more, and then I have to stop. Otherwise, I'll punch a monitor. I can't stand her.
Go visit.
And most of the time when we were at South End of Pawleys Island or Guernsey.
Yep.
I mean, every once in a while, Myrtle Beach, but you might not find a place to park there. And I mean, that I have to pay to park my car. So,
How about in the Ocean Boulevard area? I know you said you'd go on Ocean Boulevard, you'd look at hotels on Ocean Boulevard.
And people walk in. We did that sometimes too. Just go in little shops or something like that, pick something up. But it was never any, big adventure or anything. Most of the time it was, we were going to the beach that day, that night we were going to eat, then going to the bar, just things like that.
Do you remember
when I was there?
Any particular place you like to eat?
No, I do remember a breakfast place because it was right there on the boulevard.
Okay. What was that?
I don't know what it's called. But it was just breakfast.
Always so non-committal in everything she says, right? Seems so certain. Oh, we used to go have dinner. Oh, we'd have breakfast. And then we'd go to the beach. And then we'd go to the hotel and a bar. But she can never tell you what the name of anything is. Do you know that? And they always like ask her, oh, what did you do? Oh, we went to breakfast. They'd be like, and you see them, they're just about to ask, what was the name of that place? And she's like, oh, I don't really know the name of the place. Every single time, for every bloody question, for everything she's ever said in this interview, she's non-committal on every answer so that she can weasel her way out of it at a later date. It's just ridiculous. Considering now we know she definitely knew all about Brittany and that she definitely at least saw the sexual assault of Brittany. This person is sitting here right now acting like she's only been to Myrtle Beach once and she had a grand old time, went to the beach a lot, hung out and went to the bar and ate a lot of breakfast and dinners at different places. But oh no, never saw a teenage girl, never saw anything like that. Never picked one up, never took her out of the city, never took her out of the town, didn't watch her be essayed. No, nothing like that. She is a liar. She is just not a reliable witness, not even close to it. I will be happy the day I see her sentenced for everything that she is complicit in Brittany Drexel's death. I mean, it makes me so mad that her mom had to wait so long because of these pieces of crap. Yeah, both of them are just rubbish individuals. I have stronger words. I'm just not allowed to use them. Yeah, I want to play this. After Brittany had been gone almost, what was it, 13 years. This is what they found of her. This is all that's left. They found a nose ring, which you see in a lot of the photos of her, contact lenses, and hair, along with her skeletal remains.
Admitting to the kidnapping, rape, and murder of Brittany Drexel, Raymond Moody showed investigators where he committed the crime and dumped the body.
But it would take days for authorities to find Brittany's remains and even longer to positively identify her.
Live 5's Katie Cameron tells us what investigators uncovered and how they confirmed the body was in fact Drexel's. We do want to warn you, you may find this story quite graphic.
When Raymond Moody took investigators to a piece of private property on Pickerel Road in Georgetown County, he told them Brittany Drexel's body was buried about 4 feet underground next to a dirt road.
Documents we obtained show it took investigators several days to locate her remains in that area. The sheriff's office and the FBI spent hours cutting down trees and excavating dirt. Investigators eventually found what appeared to be a human bone, and for the next 18 hours worked to retrieve all of the remains. Documents show Drexel's body was beyond visual recognition, and essentially only her skeleton remained, with no organs, muscle, or soft tissue left. Long, straight hair was draped over her skull, and one blue-colored contact lens lay in her eye socket. Investigators found one silver nose piercing, but no clothing. Moody confessed to strangling Drexel in his confession, but the documents state because of erosion and decomposition, it was not possible for the forensics team to examine the throat for signs of strangulation.
No clothing, though. It tells you a lot, doesn't it? No clothing. So, yeah, we know what happened in her final moments. And that matches with why she has no clothes. I don't believe her clothes would have degraded that fast. They've been they have been able to find scraps of fabric from bodies that have been buried for like 30 years. So very strange. Don't know what happened to her clothing. I'm guessing Moody threw it away at some point. He's just an animal. Actually, animals are good people sometimes. They're good. They're nice to humans. They help. They do good things for the other animals. He's not that. He's just evil. That's what he is. Not an animal. Carolina says her poor mum had to travel back and forth from up north to here for years to try to keep her story in the public eye. Yeah, her mum. You know, I can't imagine what it's like to get that phone call from the friends or whatever. I think it was the boyfriend that ended up calling them and saying, oh, they can't find Brittany. And she's like, what do you mean you can't find Brittany? She's supposed to be with you. And he's like, oh, no, she's in North Carolina or South Carolina, and she's not even in the state anymore. She's gone down to Myrtle Beach. I don't know what that moment must have been like for her poor mum, but she must have been absolutely beside herself. And that one phone call led to 13 plus years of this. Actually, for about 12 and a half years of not knowing what happened to her daughter at all. And then for the last, like 3 or 4 years, she's had to deal with the reality of what really happened to her daughter now that Raymond Moody gave his version of events that led up to her being found buried at this location. They had to get an excavator to locate her remains. So, it makes me very angry, this particular case. Carolina says, yeah, her poor mum. Yeah, her mum's so nice. It's very unfortunate. Hold on. I might be able to find her mum. Her mum's done so many different press conferences and stuff like that. I think she did an announcement on the day that Moody was sentenced. Hold on. That is Dawn Drexel. That's right. Yeah, there's one where she was in court. Yes. It's very brief, but this is what she said in court to Raymond.
What gave you the right to put your hands on my daughter? You are a disgrace to your parents, to your own children, to your family, and any friends you have left. You are a serial rapist and a child predator. You should be ashamed of your actions, especially having 3 daughters of your own.
There you go. Should be ashamed. He should be more than ashamed, but I get her message. April Reese is a living nightmare for her mum. Yeah. No. The fact that he gets to sit in prison for the rest of his natural born life, and she's probably only going to get a few years. I don't know how much you get. What is the maximum penalty? Hold on. False statement charges. I'm guessing that's what it has to be. The maximum I think she can get under. Yeah, okay. It's 5 years in prison. The only way they could make that more is if they don't make her serve it all at the same time for each charge of lying to a federal authority. But I'm guessing the maximum she can only get is about 5 years, which is far too little for her involvement in that girl's death. Yeah, I know. I would be checking those daughters to make sure daddy's never done anything to them. I mean, he is just a creep. He literally is. You know, there's some people on our earth that really are the human embodiment of the boogeyman. And Raymond Moody is one of those people who is the human embodiment of the boogeyman. That's exactly what he is. He comes and takes your children and he does the very horrible things to them that are your worst nightmare. And that is exactly what he is. Wendy R says, and to think they replicated themselves. Yeah, I know, right? Ugh. Both of them are gross. She's gross. I mean, how could you stand by and watch that? It says a lot about who she is as a person and where her where her moral compass is. To be able to watch a young girl being a female herself and watching Raymond do that to her, or even hearing it, it really does say a lot. She could have helped Brittany, and Brittany could be alive today. Probably a very broken person from the crimes that happened to her before she intervened. But still, she may have been alive today, which I'm sure her mum would be very thankful for. But unfortunately, she is not. Carolina says his mugshot freaks me out. Yeah, he is definitely the boogeyman. Definitely the boogeyman. Hold on, Raven. No. He looks very different. Like the earlier mugshot of him from when he was first in prison looks like that. He just looks like any other guy that has a lady in his basement, but his later on mugshot, you know, makes him look like this. There you go. Patty L says, it makes you wonder what other crimes like this he's done in his past. He just started at this age, I doubt it. He was already in jail. He was in jail in California for, I think, similar crimes, for crimes against children. I'm pretty sure. If I look up Raymond, I can't find them right now, but he was in jail. He had a jail boyfriend, and his jail boyfriend is in one of the documentaries about Brittany Drexel. One of the ones that came out in the last few years. It has his jailhouse lover, a male, in it. Let me tell you what one is that, Brittany. Is it Case Closed, Brittany Drexel? Is that the right one? What year was that? It's only a few years old, the one I'm thinking of. I think it might, yeah. No, I don't think so. No, it's only 21 minutes. No, the one I'm thinking of is like over an hour long. I don't know. I'm not sure, but if you Google it, you'd find it. I'm just not sure what. Is it the 2020 Into the Darkness? Hold on, let me check here. There's been a few. I thought this was a standalone doco, but hold on. I'll tell you if his face pops up in the... I don't know. Look, there's one from 2020 called 2020 Into the Darkness, and there's one called Case Closed, Brittany Drexel. I don't know if it's that one. There's been a few. There's Disappeared, but that's very old. That's from 2010. Crime Nation did one too. They did a Brittany Drexel episode. Yeah, I'm not sure which one it is, but it does have his jailhouse lover in it. He is a very creepy looking guy, that is true. He is definitely the boogeyman. Here, let me play the rest of this, even though it's only got a minute left.
According to the forensics report, authorities sent the remains for forensic identification to compare dental records and DNA. Within about 48 hours, they confirmed those remains were truly Drexel's. In the newsroom, Katie Kamen, Live 5 News.
And we know this story has a lot to uncover. So to make it a little bit easier for you.
There you go. Yeah. Look, I'm very happy she is going to be going to sentencing. I'm not so happy that it could be as little as 5 years. I think that is far too little for what, she did. I think that is an injustice to everyone involved. I was just trying to see if I could track down the name here of his... doesn't have it. Okay. I was trying to track down the name of his jailhouse lover, but can't seem to find it. Raymond Moody. Pretty sure he'd be done for child charges in the past. Here, a man who claims to be Moody's former lover should be in here somewhere. Yeah, now a man who claims to be Moody's former lover and confidant is stepping forward. His name is Ernie Merchant, and says he lived with Moody in Georgetown after the two moved there in the mid-2000s. Merchant said he's saddened but not shocked when Moody was named a person of interest in Drexel's disappearance. He said everything to know about Moody was in his memoir, Lost and Found. Oh, really? You got a book out? Oh, now you're coming forward? Oh, weird coincidence in timing. The book details Merchant's time in the California prison system, where he says he fell in love with Moody. He says Moody became his cell husband in the book. Merchant says Moody told him of his traumatic childhood, of course, an alcoholic mother, and a father who was violent. Merchant says Moody joined the military and moved out to California with a young wife and 3 children. While in California, Moody was convicted of R-wording 6 young girls aged between 8 and 17 and sentenced to prison. Merchant asked Moody why he did that to the young girls, and he's detailed his response in the book. And Moody told him, "I don't know why. I had the impulses and thoughts for a long time before I acted on them. I felt it building up in me until I couldn't control it anymore. After the first one, it got easier. I became someone else. someone that didn't care. After Moody was released from prison in 2004, Merchant says Moody moved back to his hometown of Georgetown. Merchant joined him in South Carolina in 2005. After a few years together, Merchant says he ended his relationship with Moody in 2008 because of infidelity. Moody began having an affair with a woman and had returned to his life of partying. Merchant says, I remember him telling me wearily, you know, pup, maybe they shouldn't let someone out of prison after keeping them so long. Maybe it's just where I belong. Merchant says he's spoken with authorities, giving them his full cooperation. He says he did that many years ago. Okay, sure. So there you go. That was his priors. So his priors was several little girls in California, and he did prison time for that. Am I? 6 and he was out again. It's ridiculous. Yeah, so his history is detailed. He has quite the history with the young girls. Ay, ay, ay. I hope maybe we can let Brittany rest in peace after this, and hopefully let her family honor her memory with her foundation and never have to hear of Moody or Angel ever again. Hopefully not. April says audio is fine for me. It's weird how some people get a weird audio and then some people don't. I have no idea why that happens, but I know that some people get affected by it and some don't. All right. Let's keep going with more stories. All right. Let me take you over here. By the way, I don't know if I brought you the story from Australia. There was a woman who was killed in a house fire about 10 days ago. And they believe that the house was firebombed, but they got the wrong house. They believe that it was a, wrong identity. And this woman died for no reason. I can't remember if I actually told you about it or not, but she was actually house sitting for her brother at the time. And these people set the house alight and they literally got the wrong person. They have no idea why anyone would ever want to hurt this woman. And no one even knew she was at the property because, again, she was house sitting for her brother. Yeah. So they think it must be someone who was targeting a different person and got the wrong address. Hold on, I might be able to show you a little bit about it. Yeah, here from the ABC News Australia.
Suspicious house fire in Melbourne's west overnight. Emergency services were called to the blaze at Truganina just after 2 a.m. Natasha Sharpova reports from the scene.
A three-storey townhouse was engulfed by flames on Dover Street in Truganina early this morning. Authorities arrived just before 2:30 a.m. and it took firefighters about 1 hour to contain that blaze. One female occupant died at the scene. We now know her to be a 27-year-old Hoppers Crossing woman who was house-sitting for the couple who were on their honeymoon. She was also a relative of theirs. Now, Victoria Police are treating the fire as suspicious and they believe it was a targeted attack. They believe that it was two males who were in a vehicle who exited the vehicle and poured accelerant around the house, setting it alight before there was an explosion and they escaped the area. Now, the woman inside the house called 000 and notified them that the house was alight, and she died at the scene. We have heard from Victoria Police who say that they believe it was a case of mistaken identity. They said neither the woman nor the family were known to police.
This individual is completely innocent and should not have died. We have no history on this individual nor the family. In my early stages, my early call is these offenders have targeted the wrong address.
You look at how alight that property was. Like, that's a huge fire to be engulfing that entire unit everywhere. That poor lady had no chance, really. She had no chance. And now they believe it possibly wasn't even, like, she had no relation to any activity, any crimes. Neither does her family or brother. And they have no idea why anyone would want to set that property on fire. Yeah, it's really bizarre.
Which is nothing short of a tragedy.
The one house next door, directly next to the house that burnt, were evacuated. They were able to return home this morning, and Fire Rescue Victoria remain on the scene. They were here all of this morning putting out any spot fires, and police are now scouring CCTV footage to find the two culprits, and they are calling for anyone with information to come forward.
Yeah, and as far as I know, they still don't have any leads on it. Patty said the honeymoon couple probably feel terrible. Yeah, I bet you they would. Here's another photo. You can see how many firefighters were out here in that photo and how just engulfed that property was. Yeah, they're still saying that there's it during the daytime, that they don't know any reason at all. But they say police do have CCTV of two individuals who police say may have sustained injuries in the explosion. He said investigations will be complex and police would be increasing patrols in the area to help put locals at ease. He also said, I'm not expecting this to be something that locals should be concerned about, but we're looking into everything. Police are continuing to canvass the surrounding neighborhood for CCTV and have urged anyone with any relevant information or anyone who saw anything to come forward. Yeah. Just don't. It's bizarre. Like, unless they thought a gang member lived there or I really don't know. Let me see. There is some photos of her if I can find them. Yeah. Here's a photo of that young lady. Her name was Katie Tangy. Yeah, Katie Tangy. She was 27, and she was known in the burlesque world, from what I understand. She was known. Yeah, I don't know what that means or what they do in that world, but I guess that's like the erotic dancing thing. There you go. There's her dressed up in her burlesque type, items. And yeah, they're saying that they believe it is a case of mistaken identity. I don't know what to tell you other than that. It's bizarre. Hold on. I don't know if this is the same video, but let's have a look. Wow, that is, whatever that is, that's a lot of freaking fire. And then you see those people rushing back to a vehicle. Hold on, let me refresh this and see if that is the very first. Yeah. Fresh Vision shows the moment. Yeah, it is. So you can see in the back here, you can see a guy run towards that property and then a car follow him. And then you see this giant fireball in the background. It goes up to the trees, up to the top here. And all these flames, and then they run back to that vehicle. And look at all the smoke erupting out the back of that. That is a huge fire. Yeah, I'll play it again. So there it is, a guy and another person in the vehicle. It's just, how did they do that? With some sort of incendiary device, maybe? You can see all that smoke up the top. Just a massive fire. No wonder that poor girl didn't stand a chance, right? Oh, it's like Vegas shows dancing. Okay. It is a big home. I think it's an apartment. But yeah, Katie was 27 and she was just helping out her brother trying to mind his property. Here's another article. They're saying a popular performer killed by fire in what police say is a case of mistaken identity has been remembered as an icon as friends rally to raise funds for her heartbroken family. They say Katie died after becoming trapped while house sitting for her brother in his 3-story townhouse in Truganina in Melbourne's West on Thursday morning. The Hoppers Crossing woman, who was on Friday identified as a popular burlesque performer, called emergency services for help but did not survive the blaze. They say the burlesque community has remembered her, who performed under the name Vivian May Royale in tribute on social media. All right, let's see if we can find Miss Vivian. Oh yeah, I don't know if can I show this? Yeah, I guess I can. Here's a photo from one of her shows, and you can see her dressed up in her clothes and things. Very looks amazing. She does a good job at dressing up, and yeah. Oh, 3-story home. Oh, like a townhouse. Okay. Yeah, pretty cool. Housing Brothers. There was another article. I just want to see if I can find it. Two days ago. All right. Yeah, what does it say? It says the innocent woman killed during a botched firebombing in Truganina was identified as a glorious performer with a beautiful soul. They said she was trapped in the Dover Street property as the blaze took hold about 2:14 a.m. on Thursday morning last week. Detectives say 2 men had simply firebombed the wrong home. Sorry, I know it's very zoomed in. They say her mother Tracy said she was broken. She was a broken woman mourning the death of her daughter. She said, "It is with a heavy heart that I let you all know my beautiful baby, my baby girl, passed away in a targeted house fire yesterday morning at 2 a.m. I'm completely broken. I don't know how I'm going to heal from this devastating news. If you could all remember our beautiful soul in your own way." She says, "Rest, my baby bub. Mom loves you more than you will ever know. You are and always will be my best friend and the love of my life. My heart will forever be broken." It's very sad. Close friend Cherry remembered her as a popular burlesque performer. She said her mom has asked her to share to the burlesque world so we can celebrate her sparkliness. Yeah, she definitely does. Is that her brother? Oh, that's her partner, Matthew. It's her partner. So yeah, there's that fire. You can see that fireball. It's insane. Here, let me see if I can put that in a different tab. There's that apartment going up in flames. That fireball is just insane. Yeah, who was the intended target? Find the intended target, and you might be able to track down who did this, because obviously they're being targeted by someone who wants to hurt them. So you might be able to find more intel if you can find out who they meant to get. Maybe it was a house nearby, like at a different number, like next door or, on the next block. Sounds to me like they just got the slightly wrong address, or maybe a house with the same number and same street name, but in the different suburb. That happens quite frequently in Melbourne. There's probably like 40 different Dover streets in Melbourne. So, Wendy R says, hopefully she was asleep and never knew. Well, she made a 911 call what we call 000. So no, she did know, and she made a call to authorities, but never made it out of the property before the fire took hold. So, yeah, I'm sorry. I thought I brought this to you when it happened. Must have been a story I wanted to do, and then, don't know, for some reason it just didn't happen. Let me see what else I can find for you. Here, I'll take you to 7 News.
A much-loved Melbourne performer has been revealed as the innocent victim of a botched firebombing in Melbourne's west. Katie Tangi's heartbroken mother says she's lost her best friend, a beautiful soul who was happiest on stage.
A dazzling and vibrant performer. Katie Tangi was immersed in Melbourne's burlesque community.
Vibrant, commanding on stage, she's always happy, smiling. She just took over the whole stage.
Her life of 27 years cut short by arsonists early yesterday morning who set fire to her brother's Truganina house, which she was house-sitting while he was on his honeymoon. She called 000, desperately trying to escape, but died in the inferno, which police say was sparked at the wrong house. Her mother posting online this morning about her beautiful baby girl. I'm completely broken and don't know how we are going to heal from this devastating news. You are and always will be my best friend and the love of my life. My heart will be forever broken.
Katie had an amazing relationship with her mother as well. They were so close and connected.
Others described her as incredibly talented, inspirational, a force, an icon, a star, and a wonderful friend.
It's like really.
Yeah, she definitely looked amazing in all her performing outfits and dressed up like that. April B says, hoping they catch the guys soon. I hope so too. I hope they do as well. Gotta find them. Gotta find them. Yeah. No, I don't think they know. Yeah, the dog died as well. Yep, her dog. Carolina says, they must know who the target was, otherwise they couldn't be so absolute sure it was not meant for her. That is true. That is true. Maybe they already knew. Maybe because sometimes the police give out a so if police come across intel that your life is under threat, they are obligated to tell you about it. So in the UK, it's a letter. I can't remember. It's got a specific name in the UK. It's some sort of letter, and they give it to you saying your life is at risk. You should change your routine. Don't go to places that don't keep the same routine. Don't go to the places that you go to all the time. We're here to help, that type of thing. But they do it in Australia too, but it doesn't have a name. They just warn you. Hold on. UK. Oh, yes, it's an Osmond threat, right? It's an Osmond threat to life warning. They have these in the UK, and they do them here. So here, I can show you an example. So maybe they gave out one of these to someone nearby, and they believe it is related to that. See here, this is the one from the UK. It says, to whoever, we are in possession of intelligence which indicates that your life is in immediate danger. If you are to attend any meeting, particularly in the next few days or in the future, with any criminal associates known to you, who you may or may not consider to be your friends, who are involved in drug dealing, you have already been warned by someone, police at someone or somewhere today about a threat to you. That threat remains, and we believe has grown with the passage of time. Therefore, a serious threat to your life remains. The police have a duty to ensure that you are told about this information. You may be in a situation or a position to give us further information that may corroborate the above. Should this be the case, the police would be in a position to discuss active steps that could be taken to reassure you for your personal safety. This could include extended family members you may identify as being at risk. The document has been drawn up as a reference and according to the Surrey police procedures where such threats have been identified or alleged. And they sign it and the day, and so it's called an Osman threat to life letter. So I don't know if you've ever seen these before, but they often hand them out to people who are involved in the underworld whose lives may be at risk. So, yes. Oh, there's a few different types of them. Here's another one I can show you. See, it says like threat to life warning notice, notice of threat to personal safety. Says a similar thing. I'm in receipt of the following information which suggests that your personal safety is now in danger. So maybe someone nearby had a chat with police and maybe that's how they knew that it wasn't her. Patty L said, I'd rather the detective call me in case the letter wasn't received or sent to the wrong address. Normally, I believe it's sent after you've already had contact with the police and they've already informed you at least one time that your life may be in danger. So it's normally a follow-up saying like, hey, we already warned you about this and we believe it's still going on. So normally it's after a contact already. Please don't send mine through the US mail. Yeah, maybe it'll never get there. Oh, she was dog sitting. Well, house sitting, dog sitting. People often do both at the same time. Yeah, so there you go. Maybe that's why. Maybe that's why they knew it was already a wrong person. So yeah, these happen quite frequently in England, and yeah, I'll show you. It's based on this. If I can get this going. They say, what are threat to life notices? Threat to life warning notices were started after businessman Ali Osman was shot dead in East London in 1988 by a teacher who had previously said he was thinking of committing a massacre. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of things. They say, in 1998, the Osman family successfully argued in the European Court of Human Rights that the Met Police had breached Mr. Osman's rights to life because it had all the information it needed to deal with the threat. They said it was a significant ruling which led to the formal Osman warning letters to be introduced. They say when issuing the warnings, officers will often visit the home of the threat in person and advise they change their schedule, be on the lookout for suspicious activity, and potentially move home temporarily, according to the charity PACE, or Parents Against Child Exploitation. So yeah, very, very sad story. Hopefully I get you a good update about that shortly, and we'll know that someone has been arrested. Well, like I showed you, they have video. They definitely have video of whoever did it. It's not great video, but they do have it. If I can find it again. They definitely had that little CCTV of it. It's not that one. No, I don't have it anymore, but we watched it before. It was that. It's here. Definitely two guys. One in the back there, one in the vehicle. If they can figure out where that car came from, or if they can get a closer camera angle of these two knuckleheads, they might be able to track this down pretty easily. So let's hope so for her family and for the residents in the surrounding area. I'm sure they don't want fire bombs going off either. So, all right. Yeah, probably. They probably do. It's been pretty quiet actually for someone who was apparently innocent. All right, let me just switch here. Take this off. Okay. Kathy said maybe the dog was the target. He wouldn't stop chasing the neighborhood cat. Could be like Tom and Jerry. They keep chasing each other. By the way, I want to thank Kathy for her donation last night. I think it happened just after I got off air. So I really do appreciate it. Helps me out a lot. And if you want to too, the links are here in the chat. And yeah, thank you very much. All right. I hope you had a great inauguration / public holiday / semi-public holiday for MLK Day. And I hope you were safe out there. I really do. I didn't hear of anything nasty going on in any of the crowds. That's good. And no one seemed to have any big events at any of the gatherings, which that's good news. Wendy asked it, if that's a townhome, doesn't it share common walls with the adjacent home? I don't know. I really not sure. I'd say so. It looks like there's one on the left side and maybe one on the right. I don't fully know though. I don't know if that's just one property or two or no idea. Yes, that's right. A bit of humor, especially on this channel, where we talk about so many terrible acts, definitely helps out a lot. It's a single house, okay. Because when you go around the other block, it looks like there's another property on the side there. But we'd have to get on the map and have a look. The photos may be a bit deceiving. You see it from a different angle earlier. I don't think we have it. I think I closed it. Do I have it? Hold on. Here. Can see it here. Oh, yeah, there is a fence around it. It almost looks like two. Like there should be one here on this side, and this one's like a second one that faces the other direction. Like, you know, those apartment blocks where there's always one on one side, and then for privacy, there's one on the reverse on the street on the, you know, the corner. That's almost what it looks like. But it looks like their neighbor's actually the one down here. This one here is the neighbor, which is the one who were evacuated. Geez, that's a huge home. Cool home. It's a shame that it's all burnt up though. But yeah, it's a big property. All right. Hey, I love you all. We got to get out a little early tonight. Because we jumped on so early. And yeah, we got to get out of here a touch early for once. So I love you all. I'll be back tomorrow. And who knows what we're going to have tomorrow? Who knows? Could be a billion different updates. Since everything's going to open up properly tomorrow for the week, maybe we'll get an update on Raina too. That would be interesting. What's the funniest thing your cats have done? I don't know. Rory's pretty funny sometimes. She jumps into boxes. So if you leave a box open, she like dives into it like Ben and Jerry. She like puts her arms out and she like dives into them. Not jumps into them, she like dives head first into boxes. And she often like jumps into them and then rolls off something because they're not stable. So she's always quite funny. Muffin's not that funny. He's more of a, although this morning he's like chewing and coughing and I'm like, what are you doing? And he ended up spitting it out. He found a tag for a brand new clothes, you know, those circular tags that are made out of like cotton. He found one and was like chewing on it. And I was like, where did you get that? And he just spat it out. And I'm like, yuck, Muffin. Anyway, he loves rubber bands. Like, if you ever seen a rubber band, of course you have. He tries to eat them like they're calamari. He thinks they're some sort of cat speciality, and they're only for cats. And we can't leave rubber bands anywhere because he will find them and try and eat them. He is a weird cat attracted to rubber. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, so there you go. But yeah, Rory diving into boxes is quite funny. And it's always, because all of a sudden you'll just hear Kadonk. And you're like, what was that? And it's her. She's found an open box somewhere and then she's hiding in it. And it could be the smallest one. And she somehow stuffed herself in there like a loaf of bread. And she's like, yes, this is very comfortable. And she'll stay there for ages. She's very weird. All right. Love you all. Yes, thank you to the mods. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'll see you tomorrow. Good night, everyone. Bye.